Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Black excellence, black beauty, and black pride. Black power from all diasporas coincide. Progressive truth and regression eventually collide. May the beauty of the people no longer be set aside. May the black queen's grace continually mesmerize the millions who couldn't see it when looking into her eyes. And the black man's plight no longer be the disguise. Oppression, emasculation, they wanna castricize him. Take him away from the black queen, put him inside prison for slave labor, he institutionalized. Wondering on the outside, is she willing to ride? Is she willing to ride? Is she willing to fight for the love, even despite the fact that he doing time? Love that conquers all will never fade with time. If she don't choose the love that appreciates every life, his flame might get dim and he may reach.
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. I am one of your hosts, Rob Johnson.
I'm Dewana Bradley.
And we are super excited to be here once again on Super Bowl Sunday. Shout out to, I'm rooting for the Bengals only because my boy Mike Daniels is definitely on the squad, and so I'm rooting for them. I'm not a fan of either team. I really don't care who wins, but I would like to see Mike Daniels get a ring. I know a lot of us went to college with his wife, Heaven Daniels, and so definitely shout out to them. Yeah. Before I forget, we are live from the studio in Windsor Heights.
Oh, yay, yes. Rob, yay.
I got it today.
Windsor Heights.
Today. Yes. We are live from the studio in Windsor Heights. This space is available for private events. Call or text with questions, 515-996-0326. Again, the Urban Impact Show. We do our show live from the studio. It is called the Studio in Windsor Heights. It is available for private events. If you would like to book this space, please call or text with questions, 515-996-0326. The reason why this is such a monumental moment is because I never can remember what city we're in.
No, I'm surprised. I was waiting for you to look at me and be like, and where are we, Dewana? I was ready. And you said Windsor Heights. I was like, oh man. He's got it down now.
I know. Dewana, what's happening today? Wait a minute. First of all, can we address the fact that you got on this red dress and walked up in church with your heels on?
I sure did. I walked in church with my black heels on. Y'all can't see the heels, but
got the red
and
dress.
My red. I can represent today in the red, and I hate to say this but you'll laugh because with church, this actually goes slits like this. Uh-oh. So I had to put something here because church folks, I had to come covered up. Like I couldn't,
Don't make me go get one of them.
My mother would have been like, Sister Bradley up there doing praise and worship, and did y'all see the?
You trying to get a Valentine's Day up
Look here now. My church got a lot of older folks, so let me tell you.
Look,
I ain't doing nothing for them.
I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. 2 + 9 = 11. That's how Eli got here. So be careful now.
Stop it.
Y'all be careful. Be careful.
Stop it.
Be careful out here.
I'm representing my red because at the end of the day, like I know we go through this cycle of it's Valentine's, and folks that are single, it gets, I don't know, some folks get depressed by this day, some folks get all. To me, I love it because I love myself. Like that's what it's about. So I'm not really concerned about having a person in my life as an added bonus, but I love me so much that I don't need Valentine's Day to tell me to love myself. So I guess that's the space and the place that I'm in. So whenever someone comes, it's an added bonus. But I'm telling y'all, love yourself first so that you can love somebody else. That's where I'm at.
And please don't try to come at me this episode from a sweatshirt. Yes, I'm repping Joppa today, but Eli and I went to church, and he shouted and threw up on my sweatshirt. And I didn't have time to go change it to a different sweatshirt. So today, y'all getting the church Eli throw up Joppa sweatshirt.
I'm laughing at you because you know what? I've been that parent that ain't had time to change, and I just show up and I'm like, I look a mess. But you know what? But we appreciate that. You know what? Look, you done been to church. You done got thrown up on. Look, you showed up for the show.
Let me tell you, we shout out to Pastor Hill and Evangelistic Church of God in Christ. Their church, they churched today.
I know they did.
Let me tell you, they churched today. I was so glad I was in. I was in the space. Shout out to all of y'all today. But man, I feel like who we have on the show technically aren't necessarily guests.
They're not guests they're not,
because one technically is a host on the show.
That's right.
Right. And the other is the one who helped start
exactly
the show. So it's like yeah, full circle, man. It's like Shekinah is definitely not a guest on.
No,
I mean, this is technically still her show.
It really is. Like Shekinah can come back anytime and just be a part of the mix.
Yeah,
so
this is technically still
they're
her
not
show.
guests. They're not guests.
You know what I'm saying? It was me and Shekinah. Me, Shekinah, Hal Dixon, and Matthew King, all right there at the Perry Meadows thing, getting ready to launch at Big Rob's Clash of the Clippers, and everybody wanted to stop and do an interview because we had the flashing lights, and Matt hooked it up. He even had a ring light and everything going that day, and so that was huge shout out to them. And then Lewis, shout out to him for joining on. And being the other male voice. And so until Lou get back, we're gonna bring in some other guys. I'm excited today.
So am I.
Yeah, we talk all the time about how we do Black History Facts, and if you haven't seen, the Urban Impact Show has been doing these everyday Black History Facts. So please go and check those out and share those on all of our social media platforms. So we do those facts because those facts are necessary. These are the ones who have laid the path for us to be where we are today. But as y'all know, I always talk about current people who are making Black history, like people who are doing things that are impactful, not just impressionable, but impactful people, right? And so we're definitely excited to have them on the show today. So I kind of already introduced them, but Duana, who we got?
So you don't know by now, we have Shekinah Young and Lewis Fountain with us today. They're not really guests, they're family. So we're just bringing family to the show to have a really great conversation. So welcome them.
All right.
Oh yeah, to the show. So we need them. Unmute right now, Lewis and Shekinah, please.
There we go.
Bam. We in it.
So I want to say, thank y'all for joining us. And I want to apologize publicly because I know it is Super Bowl Sunday, Lewis, and I know
it's all good.
You won that football game, and I know that at 5:30 the time comes. But I want to thank you for giving us some time, and you will still get you in there to watch the Super Bowl. I promise.
But the Eagles not playing, so it's not that serious.
Okay.
I do want to say that, man, Shekinah should be used to these type of interviews because Shekinah used to have to do Instagram live with. So we used to do this show when I worked for the Biden campaign, and we did. We everything went virtual, and so Shekinah would have to squeeze next to me on Instagram. on my phone screen on Instagram as we talk to like these big celebrity name preachers across the country, right? And it would be so funny because Shekinah would be asking a question on my shoulder, it was so funny, man. So Shekinah's used to this, man. Yeah. You know, she's definitely used to it. So Big Lou, I know everybody's. I want to start with you because first of all, shout out to you and shout out to Shekinah for being Black history makers, and thank you for the impact that you both are having on this city.
Thank you.
But Lewis, I want to start with you real quick, and can you just give us an update? What's going on, man? Tell us and tell us kind of what we're looking at, like. I don't really know the technical terms of any of really anything. I'm ignorant of that. So kind of give us a little bit of a rundown.
Well, I got my Rob Johnson going on. That's what we're going to call that, the Rob Johnson. You know, I had my second birthday was December 29th. I had my bone marrow transplant.
That's my birthday.
Which is, my sister was my donor. Shout out to Lene. She actually just went back home to Houston yesterday. So she's been with me since October.
Wow.
And without her, I wouldn't be alive. Truthfully, like she saved my life. So I started chemo. I had 6 days of chemo, intense chemo. I had 1 day of intense radiation, and then I actually had the transplant. And since then, I've been recovering from the transplant. So the first maybe 3 to 4 weeks after December 29th, I literally felt like I was going to heaven. And it was that bad. I mean, words can't describe how, like, the effects of the chemo and the transplant had on my body. And then that, of course, trickles down to your spirit and your mental health. But by the grace of God, probably the last week was the first week where I felt like myself. So Shekinah's back. She had to go open the door for the pizza man. But this is probably the first, like I said, the first week where I felt like myself. So now it's just like maintaining. I still don't have an immune system. I take about 20 pills a day, maybe. Yeah, 23 pills a day. I don't really know what they are. Only Shekinah does. But it's a lot. But no, I feel great. And now I just have to continue to be healthy.
Wow. Well, Lewis, we all have been here praying for you on your journey, you and Shekinah both, as you're going through this. And I just want to ask Shekinah a question. Shekinah, going through this journey, like, how do you support someone? Because, being alongside someone going through what they're going through, but also being able to take care of yourself at the same time. How do you do that?
Yeah. First, I want to say it is not simple, nor is it easy, and I am not an expert. I have a bomb.com crew of people who care about me and care about Lewis, and they hit me up like a friend. Shout out to Jody Whitworth. I'm sorry, Long. Respect the husband. Jody hit me up today, like Sunday check-in. How is my friend doing? So I have a great group of heaven-sent people that reach out to me and ask me how I'm doing. One day, it was like we were running all around and we were at the hospital, and I was like, why am I so hungry? It was like 10 o'clock at night, and I had his food and his meds and doing this and and I was like, I don't think I ate today. So I think the way that gets done, it's a group effort. Even Rob asked me how I'm doing. What have I done? I know you like to work out. How can we get this Peloton up there? Chrissy, your other co-host. Yeah, so it's definitely other people helping me to take care of me while I focus more on him and myself and try to balance that out.
Man, for real talk, shout out to you both, man. This journey, I can't even imagine what it's like, what it's going through. I've never had to really take care of anybody. My mom, and I wasn't even there full time. It was my sister Chrissy and Deborah who were there full time with my mom when she was ill, and so I was only coming in from Iowa a few times, and so. And I remember getting frustrated a couple times, like, oh my God, if I got to get another cup of ice, I'm gonna throw this ice, man. Like, but shout out to my mama though, because she taught us a few things during that struggle, right? During that moment, she was still ministering to us and teaching us in that moment. And so shout out to you, Lewis, for the strength that you're showing, man, and the things. And I just want to be clear, people, like Lewis is still going through. Like, I know y'all may see him on the screen right now, and and all of that stuff, but please understand and please be clear that his body can still shut down at any moment. And so these prayers and things that you all are doing for them is necessary and is needed. But also, can y'all update folks on where they can send money and funds and gift cards and stuff like that? Can y'all update folks on that?
Absolutely. As the fundraising chair, I have several hats. You just take one off, put the other one on. There's a lot going on, and we have received an outpouring of love and support that we greatly appreciate. We have a Caring Bridge site that you can go to stay updated on the journey, to understand what's going on and all of those things. We have Venmo, we have Cash App. If you want our address, hit me up directly, and then we can give you that if you need that. But yeah, everything that the community has done to support us has been really helpful.
Amazing.
Actually,
Yeah.
absolutely. Show Up for Lou is how you can find us on Cash App and Venmo. And oh, we haven't said it in so long. Yes, Cash App and Venmo is it.
Well,
We're no longer on the t-shirts with Ray Gun, but shout out to Ray Gun. We had a whole little t-shirt and hoodie, Show Up for Lou fundraiser. We had a basketball fundraiser, all the fundraisers. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the impact that these two are making on the Black History side. We've just covered their journey through this chemo and this bone marrow transplant, with Shekinah being a caretaker and Lewis being a patient. And so, you know, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about the impact that they're making on Black History. So we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com. Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show, where we're about 3 minutes away from kickoff for the Super Bowl. Anyone that's watching, 3 minutes to go until that Super Bowl gets going. But we are back with Shekinah Young and Lewis Fountain, and we are going to talk a little bit about history makers. That's what we're talking about on the Urban Impact Show. We're talking to those in the community that look like us, that are truly making a difference in the work that they do in the spaces and the places in which they represent. And Shekinah is at Principal, and Lewis is at Johnston Community Schools District. And I just want you both to talk about the work that you're currently doing right now, the impact that you are making, and really also talk to guests about, you know, how they can also make an impact. I know that there's times that a lot of the roles that we all play, it just seems hard and challenging. But just talk a little bit about what you do, and the impact that you're making, and then how others can make an impact as well.
I'm just a sidekick. We're going to let Shekinah do all the talking. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
That is no.
She is the difference maker.
Oh my goodness. Greater is he that is in me, right?
Right.
During my day job, I'm responsible for advancing Principal's social equity plan, which is Principal's commitment to, within their footprint, given their skill sets, how do we advance equity? In layman's terms, if whatever you do well, how do you push equity through how you do that well? Principal manages money well. And so how do we advance equity when it comes to managing money? And so a part of my job is to talk within the organization about how do we advance that, given all the ways that we do business. There is a social equity plan in place. One of those deliverables is the Principal Community Learning Center, which we partner with a couple of different community groups to focus on empowering our youth in a couple different areas, kind of like a tech mentoring program. There is a shortage of tech workers. And so we want to make sure that the students are paired with our tech professionals and they can do like real world simulations of challenges and work through those so that they're better able to compete for different roles. Another area is financial literacy. And then we do some one-on-one mentoring with Starts Right Here youth, future leaders of tomorrow. And so it is my pleasure to serve in a capacity with my employer to help advance some of that work there.
Told you, Dawana.
Well, Lou, let's not sleep on, the diversity work that you're doing in a city like, Johnston that has had a lot of troubles.
Yes.
But you've come in and done some work. Can you talk a little bit about that?
You know what, Rob? I'm going to be honest. I was watching Lean On Me right before the show aired, right?
Yeah.
And it was the part where Joe Clark was talking to the students. They was about to take the big test. And I literally get chills and I started crying because it made me realize how much of I just want to help young people. Like, I just want to be an advocate for young people. Like, that's it. I can talk about the equity plan, I can talk about diversity, I can talk about my title. At the end of the day, my job is to make sure all young people have a chance, have hope, have everything they need to be successful, and they should, point blank, period. And that movie, it really brought so much. I mean, it didn't give me insight. I've seen it about 50 times, but it made me realize that, again, everybody that's in schools, and I'm gonna be honest, everybody that work with kids, sometimes they just there to have summers off. I'm gonna be, sometimes they just there to get a paycheck, and it's far and few in between, where where people truly, truly, truly want to advocate for children, and that's my purpose. If I leave today, I don't put nothing on my headstone. It's like Lewis was an advocate for children. That's it. Period. And doing the work in Johnston, part of my purpose is just bringing people together. That's a lot of what's going on there. It's too much separatism. It's too much unknown. It's not enough people truly understanding each other. And my job there is when I leave there, my legacy is I want to have been the glue to help students and faculty and the community truly understand each other so we can all be better. And that's it.
Man, thank you both for the work that you both are doing, and I know, and also, Shekinah, I do want to mention the fact that Back to School Iowa has been around for 16, almost 17 years now.
Y'all old, Rob. God, y'all old.
Giving school supplies back in the neighborhood, and being from Chicago, this is stuff that we used to see all the time, and so having the opportunity to be a part of that, and thanks for you and Deidre starting as Deidre DeGier, shout out to her, and thanks for y'all starting that.
Rob, you was the MC when you was broke.
Man,
we seen when you ain't had no money, you was the MC.
Let me tell you, I was out there just trying to do my best, you know. Let's switch the conversation a little bit. You know, we've talked about kind of this journey that you all are on with this recovery. You know, we've talked about you all's impact in the community as far as being what we would consider Black history makers. Let's talk a little bit about this love piece, man. You know, Valentine's Day is tomorrow. You know, some people have a Valentine, some don't. Just want you to know that your best Valentine probably would have been with a preacher, if you had one. Shout out to all y'all watching. That was for y'all watching. Oh man,
Shameless plug, huh?
Right.
Look, let me tell y'all. If there isn't a show where I don't say something random, then I really didn't show up that show. I just want y'all to understand.
That doesn't make my face do
God bless you, Dewana.
Yeah. Y'all pray for Dewana because she's the one who had to sit next to me and deal with this stuff
Right.
all the time. So let's talk about this love piece a little bit. First of all, Lou, shout out to you. You put a ring on it. And man, you really you showed out. And I just want everybody to know, please don't go, if you're dating me, don't go watch that video because that's not what you're gonna get.
Get to the question, Rob. Get to the question.
I just want to be clear because I mean, Lewis set the bar kind of high, and I don't want nobody looking at me thinking like, "Are you gonna propose like this?" I'm not. So that's what it is. Madison, what? Let me tell you, Madison is ready to dive. Yeah, I mean, she's ready to dive over here.
We're about to jump from both ends. Like Madison's coming
Matthew?
this way, I'm right there.
Matthew's
just gonna sit and smile. He's not doing anything.
Wow. So Lou, you put a ring on it, man. And Shekinah said, I mean, the most important part, Shekinah said
she
yes.
said yes. That's important. That's important.
He said yes.
I was nervous, right? I was on a I'm like sitting there on one nigga, she not saying nothing. Then she just started hitting me. And then
I didn't feel like that much time went by. I was just so excited. It was just so great. It was really great.
So Lewis, talk to us about kind of like what was going through your head in that moment. Like you had planned this I mean fantastic event, and you know you had catering, you had a photographer, you know you had a videographer, you had decorations,
had an MC.
You had it all. You had a tuxedo and
he did.
I'm not gonna put on a tuxedo to propose to nobody. But I mean, kind of tell us what was going through your head, man.
Nah, I was, first of all, Rob, I was really nervous, like really, really nervous. Second of all, the week of, right, Shekinah gave me hell. If you know Shekinah, she has to know everything. She got to know what you're doing, where you at. If money is missing. So in order to pull this off, Rob, excuse me, this is my time.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
In order to pull this off, it was frustrating. I'm talking about frustrating to the point I would say it's what. Now I ain't gonna say that, but I had the intervention. I had to get an intervention. I randomly was like, "We're going to Minnesota to go see Erykah Badu the night before the proposal." Because I needed something to help take her mind and my mind off of the stress she was giving me before.
Stress?
Yeah. Before she still would have been a girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
So I said, we going to Erykah Badu. I just like surprised her. And that kind of took it off a little bit. Then we argued for a whole hour and a half to Minnesota.
That's true.
And then Erykah got us right. That and like 2 tequila and limes. Shekinah was back, Rob, but it was rough for your boy, Rob. It was rough. But that was one of the greatest nights I ever had. I think it was flawless. Like nothing happened that shouldn't have happened. And the people that was there everything I felt like was, good.
It was very
great.
Good.
Yeah.
It was great. Right.
Shekinah, let's talk about what's going through your mind at that moment, because I hear you talking and you're like, it didn't seem like it was that long, and going through everything. But what was going through your mind at that moment? Because I know you had been a girlfriend, you've been there, you've been supporting Lewis and everything he's going through. But what was going through your mind at that time?
Thank you for tuning in to The Truth.
Yes,
you're welcome. I think. Sometimes the focus was on like Lewis's health. And I knew we were going into this transplant. And so I'm like, well, we need to focus on that. And for the record, I was told we were going to celebrate Nay, his sister, who was also his donor. So he's like, yeah, baby, we going to do this little surprise thing for Nay. I'm going to invite some of her friends. So I was like, oh, this is going to be so great. And then I thought, what if this is a proposal? And I was like, no, it's not, Shekinah. Don't be self-centered. This is not about you. This is about Lewis's health journey. And the only reason that I thought, like, what if this is a proposal? Ladies, you know how you be putting in a lot of work. And you be like, I'm a girlfriend, but doing wife work? Wait a minute. I need compensation for this
I like
work.
that.
You know? But no, I'm serious, right? And sometimes you think like that. And when it comes to matters of love or when it comes to matters of trust, there's an element of faith, right? You like, well, I hope that this don't turn out in a crazy way after you've put so much of your heart in yourself. And mind you, at this point, we had already fundraised, right? We had done a lot of work and just hardcore plowing the ground to make sure the transplant land and recovery would go well. And so I was just like, okay, Shekinah, it's not about you. It's about Nay. Be excited. And I was genuinely excited. And at the time, my mother wasn't well, health-wise, right? And so I had been in my mother's house a lot. And I was spending a night over there all the time, so I didn't get to see Handsome as much. And then it was like 2 ships passing. He would bring me some clothes, sneak me a little tequila on the side, because, you know, you be around your people, you don't really. But so I was excited. My aunt came in town, and she was like, I want to relieve you. So, yeah, you can go out with Lewis. And so we went. I was just excited to be there. I didn't know anything. And then I was like, oh, look at all these people. I didn't know these people knew Nay too. The entire time, this was my mindset. Like, oh, look at all the Nay friends. We got a lot of similar friends. Oh, this is so nice. He did such a good job. Yes. And then when he was giving like his speech and he was like, Nay thought it was for her and Shekinah thought it was for her. The truth is it's for both of them. And I was like, oh, okay. You're welcome. Like, it's an appreciation thing. And then he said his stuff about Nay, and he turned around and he was talking to me, and I was like, why is he so nervous? Like, it's okay. Like, these are our people, right? I gotta pee. You gotta pee right now. Right now.
That's what he said.
He did. And like,
to the bathroom.
Left. I was like, huh. And then I remember turning around to Rob, like, he's been in the bathroom for a while. He may not be feeling well. Somebody needs to go check on him. And Rob was like, okay, we'll check on him. But the way Rob said it was like he wasn't going to check on him. And I was like, where's the bathroom?
Hey, full disclosure, we've been friends for 16 years, so we know we know each other's.
It was just, no. I was like, he's lying. He's not going to go. So I'm like, where's the men's bathroom? And everybody's like, why are you looking for the bathroom? Where is the bathroom? So yeah, it was great. I wasn't thinking about me at all. But it was very, like, I could not have made that more perfect.
Well, first of all, man, we want to say thank you to you both for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Coming. First of all, coming back. Shekinah, thank you for helping us kick this show off.
Absolutely.
For about 2 years, most of you all know it was just Shekinah and I doing what we do, and you know the impact that we had, especially talking about mental health. That I'll never forget that episode where the young lady had committed suicide, and we were just we've been doing this for so long. We were just able to feed off of each other and know when to cue each other up, and so shout out to you and Lewis, man. Thank you so much for accepting the invite to be a part of the Urban Impact family. Once you're a part of this family, you always a part of this family. And so we just love and appreciate Shekinah. You should come back sometime. And
yes, you should.
And because trust me, Dewana's tired.
Please come take my place for just a little bit of time. A little bit.
Shekinah used to be the one to get to have to deal with my crazy.
Yes.
So I'm sure she's happy that someone else has to deal with it now.
Yeah.
Before we let you both go, just 30 seconds each. If you could, Shekinah, I want to start with you and end with you, Lewis. If you could just give someone some type of inspiration or motivation as we get ready to go through this month. And I know it's kind of weird to ask of that question with what's going on with you both, but I also know you both well, and I believe that people want to hear something from you before we let you go. So I just want to hand it over to you, Shekinah, first, and then to you, Lewis. 30 seconds each. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I would say you are your ancestors' wildest dreams, and no thought, no desire is random. It has great purpose, and we are here to impact those around us. So do it.
That was 15 seconds. I would say every day you have an opportunity to be great. Every day you have an opportunity to do something new. Every day you have an opportunity to right your wrongs and truly be inspirational, not only for yourself, but everyone around you. So do so, and understand that regardless of your past, regardless of your present, your future is bright, and just keep pushing.
Right. Well, thank you both, Lewis and Shekinah, for joining us this evening on the Urban Impact Show. You all have just been a blessing. It has been awesome just to witness from afar the journey that you continue to be on. So just know that you're in our prayers, and we here at the Urban Impact Show love you. So thank you for being
We love y'all.
Yes.
That's what we do.
All right. Well, thank you all. And thank you all for tuning in. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with the Urban Impact Show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Urban Impact Show is sponsored by Green and Wood Media Services. Green and Wood uses digital media to help businesses, political campaigns, and organizations grow while increasing their community impact. Green and Wood Media is pleased to offer a digital media buying fellowship to train, develop, and mentor young people interested in digital media, politics, and advertising. Learn more at greenandwoodmedia.com. Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show, where we just had an amazing conversation with Shekinah Young and Lewis Fountain. We're grateful that things are moving along for the both of them, and we appreciate their time. And we are like coming to the close of our show. It's been great. We've been having a really great time talking about our history makers. We've talked about Valentine's Day coming up tomorrow, and loving yourself. And Rob's letting everyone know right now you're with him. He's not proposing in the same way that Lewis did. You better make sure you have that food cooked when he comes home. So I'm just saying, like, all these things Rob has said to me, I remember. Just know who you're getting if you decide to be with Rob Johnson.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, that is hilarious.
I knew I'd get him. See, very rarely do I get this. Normally he gets my face. I'm turning and looking funny, but I got him. He wasn't expecting that to come out my mouth at all.
I was definitely not. But that is absolutely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I love this show because of you all get a chance to see parts of us that you normally don't see.
Never.
Right? You and I just want to be honest. You never know what's true and what's not on what's coming out my mouth. And so, you know, and honestly, I'm okay with that too. Like, one thing I've learned is that people create their own narrative of you no matter what.
That's right.
No matter what, their perception of you is their reality of you. And so it doesn't matter what you have said or did, you know, just like, you know, I can't stand Madison, right? You know, but
so done. I'm done.
You know, I can't stand
Looks like Rob will need someone to come to Windsor Heights and pick him up tonight, okay?
But I love her, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you. But also, though, I want to encourage people as we're going through this whole love thing. When we talk about love yourself, we're also talking about dealing with your past traumas, right? And finding out what your triggers are. Right, I've been able to unpack some of mine with therapy and other things as well, and I encourage other people to do the same. It's not bad for you to take a look at that, and you know, I know some people are going to be sad tomorrow because
they will.
You know, and I love like I love to see, like, you know, and I'm gonna be honest, like every time I look at little Eli's face, I'm so in love with this little boy. It's like, oh my God, like this is my son, and I never knew that I could love somebody like that. You know, like, I mean, I feel bad because it's gonna be like he could do no wrong in my eyes, right? It's like,
that's how you get with the kids, though. That's how you get.
It's like, please. Don't, you know, even my sister, my sister be like, hey, when he be crying, she be like, hey, come on now, right? And I'd be like, no, don't talk to him like that. Don't talk to him like that. And Chrissy be like, boy, if you don't go,
that's my son.
If you don't get somewhere, I'm like, no, that's my son, that's my son, you know. And so I don't know, love is honestly, it's such an amazing thing. And it's also scary, right? It's like you out here claiming somebody, but they ain't claiming you, and it's like, woo, get a little messy.
Yes, it does.
And that's right, Madison. You gotta know your worth. Like, you claiming somebody, they ain't claiming you. Move around. Move around. I did see a meme on Facebook that said, I'm ruining people's Valentine's Day. I'm pulling up to fancy restaurants, leaving notes that says, call me, I think I'm pregnant. They said I'm leaving notes on people's cars about, call me, I think I'm pregnant. Oh man,
that's crazy.
But also though, like, stop letting other people give you the thoughts of other people. When we talk about loving yourself also means like loving you thoroughly, right? And sometimes we allow other people's thoughts to get into how we think or how we feel about somebody else. Don't do that. Love you. Love you. I'm
gonna just tell you how I love myself this week. So shout out to New York and Company. We don't have one here anymore. I love me some New York and Company. If you know me, you know that. I bought myself and I showered myself with gifts, from this boots to the red outfit you're seeing on me today to everything else I loved on myself. And I think it's important because I think what we get caught up in, I just want to add to the self-love pieces, we get so consumed with the idea of what tomorrow should be.
Yeah.
You know, we get caught up in what the movie says or what Hollywood says or whatever, but love, just loving someone.
Yeah.
Rather it's the person you're married to, girlfriend, boyfriend, aunt, uncle, family, my children, like, that's just a love that I'm just grateful I'm able to experience.
Dawn, I want to ask you a question. So some women don't desire to be wives. That's not their desire. Do you want to be a wife?
Now I'm going to tell you. Look here. How much time do we have right now? No, I'm just joking. How much time we got? I will tell you. Thank you. Madison was like, 8 minutes. Don't go over. I will tell you.
I can't stand it.
I know. I love Madison. I'm so glad she's with Urban Impact Show. She keeps us on point. She keeps us going. And that's good. I will tell you, I have come to a point in my life that if marriage doesn't happen, I'm content.
Ooh.
I am okay if I don't get married because God has blessed me with so much.
Wow.
I mean, He's blessed me with multiple businesses. He's blessed me with an amazing family. Like I will get emotional about my family because there's a bond that exists between my parents and me and my children that it's just rare. I mean, you just don't see that in families anymore. And I'm blessed to have it. Yeah, it really is. And I have you and I have, the Urban Impact team. And there's just people that are close to me. God's given me two amazing
Shout out to Brandy.
Friends. Yes, please. Brandy and Tanya, my two friends that I've had since middle school. But I feel like I'm so blessed and full in that way that if God said to me, nah, this is it, I'm cool with that. Like, I am okay. Years ago, I wouldn't have been because I had never had the opportunity to love myself so much that I am completely full and content. Like the Bible says, we're to be content in life. Like I don't need to look at a movie and say, I want that, or see somebody in the distance and say, I want that. My role is to be content. And I'm telling you, anytime I walk in a room, anytime I open my mouth, I'm really content. I'm at peace. And I'm at a place right now that if marriage doesn't happen, I don't feel any less of a person than I am right now because God's only got greater for me. And that's the space that I'm walking in. Like, I am here living in the present and taking it day by day. But if marriage doesn't happen, that is not like a dash on my life's journey. That's just... that's what the Lord wanted. And I'm okay with it. So I will tell you, while I joke, I'm available and all this, if it doesn't happen, it is well with me.
You are available though.
I am available. Like, let's just
for dates.
Real, for dates. Yeah, I'm available, but I'm not looking. I will tell you that. I'm not on no apps on my phone. I'm not looking. Whoever God sends my way. Sends my way, but it took me a long time to get to that content place because I was not always at that place. But now I am feeling good in my skin and I'm good.
Well, I told God I'm not okay. Send me a wife ASAP.
So she can cook my food and clean the house, and so that she can do everything else. So that's what Rob's waiting on, y'all. That's what he wants, that food.
Look, somebody wants to do it.
You know what? And I'm sure there's someone watching right now. I'm about to hit Rob up in just a moment.
Who don't mind? You know what I'm saying? So I told God, no, I'm not okay, Lord. I'm not. Jesus, send them my way.
Please, Lord. Please, Lord. Send someone.
Start singing them Negro spirituals. You know what I'm saying? But no, I know we joking all, but real quick, DeWanna, final thoughts before we get up out of here.
Final thoughts. You know what? I love just hearing a really great story. And it's not that I know Lewis and Shekinah like personally or writing or calling them every day, but I know that from the moment Lewis started sharing his journey, it impacted me. I mean, so much so that I wrote him and I said, I am praying for you. And I didn't do it on Facebook because I didn't need everyone to, see all of that. But I wrote him personally and said, I'm praying for you because it impacted me that he would be vulnerable enough to open himself up to the journey. I'm very connected to him because when he said December 29th was his date that he got his bone marrow transplant, that happens to be my birthday. So I said, next year, we're going to throw the biggest party that this city is seeing celebrating your year. I'll be 45. But I love a story that don't fall out your seat because I said I was going to be 45, Rob. I've seen that like that. That was like you was in church moment, like ooh, Lord. Like I seen that, Rob. I seen that. See how you messing with me? I'm trying to be serious with y'all. And I told him I was going to be 45 and you know what? Stop. Anyways, let me finish my final thoughts, please. Anyways, like I was saying, motivational, I think is what I have to say. Just looking at their story and seeing the support that Shekinah provides. It is not easy let me just tell you, taking care of anyone and being there supporting them. I mean, I've done that with my, with family members, and it is challenging, and I am just grateful that they found each other and that, she's able to be there and support them. So for me, their story is inspirational. And I love to just see people looking like us who are making it. Like a story that's just a good story, not a story of, other things that we see, but just really that these are two individuals that you can tell love each other and they're going to go through this, and that for better or worse is really taking place right now. And so I just have to say, if anything I've gotten from their story is that, being there for the ones you love and taking life one day at a time and really trusting the Lord to carry you through. So truly enjoyed being able to talk to them today.
It's it's a lot going on in the world. It is, you have so much happening, from healthcare to COVID, prison reform. You have marijuana laws. You have police brutality, racism, and it shows up in forms of education. It even shows up in forms of consumership, right? Like on different places that you go to visit, places that you go and spend your own money, and somebody may find something to say, right? But as we close this show out, I really just want to encourage people to really take a look within. Madison said, know your worth, and I'm fully on board with that. Love who you are. And I think sometimes, DeWanna, people are afraid to be vulnerable because they don't think people will stick around if they saw the real them. And so they put on who they believe people want to see so that people can feel comfortable and stick around. And so I made up in my mind a long time ago that I was tired of being fake for fake folks.
That's true.
I was tired of being fake for fake folks. And so what you see from me, you can even ask the people around me, this is what you gonna get from me.
That's right.
This is how I am. And you either gonna love it or you ain't. And it's up to you. Right? We can have arguments, and then we can turn around and love on each other and celebrate each other and be there for each other. That's that's still healthy. And I know I pick on Madison a lot, but I love Madison because we can have really knock down drag conversations, right? You and I can have those conversations, and then we turn around the next hour and be like, hey, where you at? Like,
you want to get something to eat?
What you doing? You know what I'm saying? You okay? Hey, congratulations, by the way. I'll never forget feeling like Madison beat me up and then gave me a hug at the same time. I was like, man, this feels like abuse. This is toxic. And so, in all seriousness, though, I know we're running out of time, but in all seriousness, though, please remember to love on you. And in this Black History Month, remember the impact that you're going to have on people that not only just look like you, but those around you. Because I had the opportunity to speak at Stoll Elementary, and it wasn't a lot of kids that looked like me, but it was a lot of children. And we had the opportunity, shout out to Billy Weathers, who was there with me, Be Well Foundation. We had the opportunity to speak to these young minds. And I know I talk a lot about Eli, and that's because, honestly, y'all, he has really changed my life. I am a different person because of this 3-month-old kid. I look at the world differently. I look at love differently, and I want to encourage you today to love you. So please know that if you're struggling today or if you're having a hard time out there, please know that us here at the Urban Impact Show, we see you, we hear you, and we love you. Thank y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
Good night.